Hello and welcome back. I'm B-Ball Joe and this is Transport Fever 2. If you look in the bottom left, we have a lot of money. Let's see if we can spend it all. Alright, you see this old rust bucket in front of us? I think we can do a little better than that. Yeah, we're gonna replace that. To be fair, I recorded this episode once already. When I did that, I used the wrong wagons and broke the whole system. That was not a good thing. So here we are again. Try not to do the same thing or the same mistakes that we do. Hey, you make a mistake once and then you learn, and you don't make the same mistake again. That's important. All right, let's replace these because there is a lot of potential. Our rate is only 69, which means only 69 get delivered to this fuel refinery. Consumption is a lot higher, but there's not a lot stored very often. So we can bring a lot more stuff here. It's expecting 400, so we can bring that in. The 400 here can be the rate of our line if we really want to. That's something we're aiming for, and this may be a little more detailed than I usually do. Robert and me, one of the users, left a comment last time that he would like to see a little more detail on why things are profitable and how to get a profitable line, and just a little more about the details of why I do things the way I do them, and why I sometimes say details that I just brush off maybe on the side, and I hope I've paraphrased this well enough. But that's what I'm going to try to do today. So if we look here, our rate is 70. That, as I just said, means 70 cargo items get delivered to this plant all the time. And the plant itself, as I just showed you, can handle up to 400 on this current level. If the level was higher, that will be bigger. I think the next one is 600 and then 800. Don't quote me on that, but we are on the second level, and it upgrades the level because the consumers actually want stuff. And the more we can ship out to the consumers, the more we can deliver to the factory, because it's the whole supply and demand thing. So what you want to do is max out your trains. Right now there's only 40 units on each train, and it's because I'm using the small stake cars. And they're fine. They just could be better. So let's make them better. Let's start out. I don't have... Let's see. This running? Oh, this is not running. We have been in 1971 for a while. Let's run it for a little bit. I know there's not going to be a better train coming up right away. But we have a choice between the Russian Class B and the Baldwin. Right now, the only cargo wagons that we have can only go 50 kilometers per hour. So don't necessarily pick the biggest train. This one's a little bigger than the Class B, but the Class B will be fine with 240 kilowatts power. So we'll start with that one, and then just bump a bunch of cars on here. The last time when I broke this, I used the wrong wagon. Oil sand, you can hover over this and then you see it. Oil sand goes on stake cars. I was reading oil and I assume that's a normal tank wagon. Well, it's not. So that broke my whole system. So here we are. Let's get at least double what we had on capacity. I am considering adding a second train to this, but if these can get up to speed most of the time, this should be fine. So let's start with this. 12 wagons. Everyone's worked very good, and they should no longer be all rusty and weird looking. Let's go to one. Turn the white off. Yeah. Thank you, pinned line. But that's what we are. Looks good. Everything's fine. It's a lot longer than before, but yay. Now, for money making in cargo lines versus passenger lines. Generally, passenger lines are best if you place them in groups of 3. Where, for example, here, I would maybe have a train going from Hendersford to Banbury and to Early and then back. Why is it the best way or the most profitable way? It's not necessarily the best way, but it means that people from Hendersford can jump on the train and either go to Banbury or Early, and the same the other way around. And usually you can set up your train in a way that you have enough space for all those passengers. When you have a longer route, like our red route, let's pull that one up. The ICE 2 is a much longer route. It has, looks like 5 stations total. 6. has a much longer route. The problem here is you sometimes have passengers jumping on in Tranbury Wells and never getting off until early, or maybe even down here in Winslow. When you do that, you don't have space for more passengers to jump on, which is okay if you transport all your passengers from the first place to the last place. They pay a lot, but you're going to leave a lot of passengers on the route. To account for that, you have to add a lot more trains, but the first station will sometimes already be empty, and you don't have anyone else to pick up. The second station, then you pick up people from there, and it's fine. Then the next station will have the same problem. You always run into some capacity problems with your rate. So for passengers, sometimes what you run into is you only pick up people in very busy places, but you don't pick up everyone, so you're leaving money on the table because the passengers refresh. Like, they come in cycles, they always come back, and sometimes you get more and sometimes you get less people, especially a circle line like I have here, sometimes has those problems. So if you compare that to a cargo station or a cargo line, the way I set them up, usually waits until full at their destinations, and then it takes a full load to a delivery point and drops it off there. That is a fully loaded cargo train, gets a lot of money because usually, well, you can fit a lot of stuff on a cargo train, that's great. And then it goes to the next station and comes back. And that works a little better with cargo trains because it's easier for you to manipulate when the train is full and when the train is empty. You could say a passenger train can go from A to B to C, and then back to B, and back to A, and it's full most of the time, but usually it isn't. But it's as long as the passenger train is full every, like, now and then, if it's full more than 50% of the time, it will make money. It will barely make money, but it will make money. And I know I'm jumping a lot here, but if we go back to the 3 stations, if you only have 3 stations, your frequency increases for the same line, which means you will move people from A more often to B and C, and then back to B and A, than you would if you had an A, B, C, D, E, F, G transport, where you pick up people from A, don't pick up anyone from B or C, then you drop off people at D, E, F, and you don't transport everyone that you could, so you just leave money on the table there. Just by that logic, passenger lines usually are making money, but not as much as cargo lines. The other thing for making money, this game in particular calculates everything as the crow flies. So when you get paid from this station to this station in this straight line. Just follow my mouse cursor. I know you can probably barely see that, but it is this payment. Since the line itself, as it's currently assigned, is not that far out of the way, this run gets pretty good money. Let's compare that to this side, and I hope you can see the green. This side, as the crow flies, is a straight line through a couple mountains here, but we actually go a long circle around to actually get this done. So we only get paid for this distance, but we are taking a lot longer path, which means our frequency goes down, which means we get paid less often, and that hurts your bottom line and your profits. You could do something about this. You get paid as the crow flies from station to station, not from resource factory to like production factory. So what we could do is set up a train to go from here all the way over here, and then over here, then we would get paid like in a triangle. From here to here is a good chunk of money, and then from there to there is a good chunk of money. We could probably double our profits that way, but that feels like gaming the system. I'd rather just set up a network that can profit by itself, and we don't have to worry about that stuff. But that's how you make money here. Something very similar. This goes into a lot of detail, but for cities, usually you can cover most of the city. This is not the best example. Let's see, this one? Nope. This one? Nope. They're all growing too much already. Here's one. You can usually cover the whole city with a train station, and that is great. The problem is the people that are out here may not want to walk this long to get to a train station. So the people that are here, let's see if we can find one. You, sir. Huh, this person, Joshua O'Neill, has its own horse-drawn carriage to go to somewhere. And he's not in the city right now. Where are you? That's just a sample. He is out here. There is a train line going from Matlock all the way down here, and I'm assuming your destination is somewhere Yep, it's right here. It's even right next to the train station. But he decided that he didn't want to walk that far to the train station. So even though your train station says, I have coverage of everyone, not everyone that's covered is going to where you want to go. I guess this one is not actually covered. Sorry about that. Let's go this guy. There's only one person living here. You are actually waiting for something somewhere. Where are you? Oh, you're over here. Cool. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make is, if you cover the whole city, it doesn't mean that you actually can transport everyone. Some people will have preferences to go a different route. So what you should do is set up city commuter lines to get more people to where you want them to go without taking their own private transport. And there's another overlay here if you want to get very technical. And sometimes that's worth it. Traffic flow, no. Noise, that's bad. Speed, that's cute. Land use, nope. Where is it? I think it's this one. Oh yeah, there we go. So the green lines are public transport, that's what you are, and the blue lines are private transport. Just depends on what you want to do. Right now there are only 2 people going this way, transporting themselves, if you will, and 48 people going this route. Down here in the city, we can see that there is a little bit to gain if we put a tram station or some bus station out here to cover a couple more people, but you're not going to get everyone. Then there are more people going this way and so on. If you have a tighter network of actually being able to cover everyone, and we are just in 1873, there's not a lot of people living here yet. But if you have a tighter network of public transport where everyone can go everywhere, within a few steps, you jump on a bus and then you go on a train and you go wherever you want to go, you will get more passengers just by doing that. And that will help your passenger network because you will have more people to transport. At that point, let's see how this is going. Oh, this one. You're almost full. I think we can give this guy another train. I know at the beginning, I think I had 5 on here. And I just said, let's just go. But both of the trains that are currently on here are full. And it looks like most of the time, but we have a lot of people waiting here. Maybe another thing, most of you that watch this or that have played this probably already know this, but let's find one. There's a lot of statistics that you can find in this game if you want to get really detail oriented. Sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't. Here is vehicle statistics for different trains, how much they make. This one's empty right now, I don't know why. I can figure it out later. But station statistics, this is what we want. You can pull this up here. Make it a little longer. What you want to look at is what is the state of the station. If it's very poor or even worse, this is what happens. Let's go to the station. Wait, which one did I click on? Click here. Great. You see these blue numbers with an exclamation point behind it. If you hover over it, some passengers leave because station is overloaded. What does this mean? There's a lot more people to transport and you're not transporting everyone, so you're leaving money on the table. So even though your passenger network is technically working, not everyone that wants to use your passenger network can actually use your passenger network, which means you have to upgrade that, which is a reason why even though sometimes it looks like all your passenger trains should make a lot of money, they may not make a lot of money because you're leaving money on the table. All that said, you can make a lot of money with passenger transports. How much money, you're asking? Well, click on your train. Click on, what was it? Finance overview? There's a rate. There's a bunch of stuff here that is nice. Is it here? Details on the train. Sorry, I don't look at this a lot, but when I do, well, it's sometimes important. And look, condition, cool. Emissions, yes. Maintenance, normal, that's fine. Running cost, yep. You get all that stuff. 259 years. Well, if you stop the time down here, it just looks really funny. That's why they all look rusty. But what you want to look at is you have a top speed, a length, and where is it? Loading speed. I'm trying to find the ticket price. Excuse me, sir. Is that on the line? Did I miss it? Frequency, cargo, finance, charts? Sorry, I don't want to lie to you. I know there's a ticket price somewhere here. Am I just not seeing it? Condition, yep. Value, okay. Capacity, cargo type, top speed, weight, length, emission, power rating, driving backwards, loading speed, color. I'm really confused. I swear there's ticket prices somewhere in this thing. Frequency, cargo. Is this just a transport people 1 feature? Is that not a thing anymore? I'm really confused. I know it's here. Steam. Yeah, we have some trains now. We can probably use the Prussian, but it's not as good. Oh, it's not much better than the current ones that we have for cargo. Why? Huh. Okay, then. I don't see the ticket price, and I don't know where I would get it from, because somewhere in here, it's supposed to tell me that. It may have been an old ticket price system, but the way the actual ticket price is that a person has to pay to ride on your train is calculated by the speed. So if your train is faster, you get more money for it. That's why the later trains cost a lot more money, but make a lot more money because they're faster. Just keep that in mind. And I think that is all for the money system. That was a lot of talking from me about just very, not simple things, but that's how the game works. So if you just maximize all of those, if you do everything as the crow flies, direct lines, and if you get all the passengers from A to B that want to go from A to B, you will probably do just fine. Okay, let's stop the timer really quick because I want to fix this. We are going to add a lot more trains. And when we do that, we're going to overload this junction really, really easy. So instead of having trains queue at the beginning of the junction, I want them to queue inside, like this little, it's not a rail yard, but it's a yard. So they don't block regular traffic, which there's a lot of traffic already going this way. So it's just preemptively cover this a little better. Put one here, put one there, that looks good. Yeah, you're on. Yeah, that's great. So back to making money over here. We have upgraded now to, yeah, that number seems about right. 160, I think, is what our line currently is doing. All sent 141. The station says 150 something. That's fine, but we could do more. And it doesn't matter as much what you have here if you're not delivering everything, because we can upgrade those as well. May as well just do that right now. Only 9 cars? We'll probably make these bigger. Yeah, I should upgrade those. If you don't transport them, all that means is your consumer's transport list over here tells you, hey, you didn't actually move this stuff, so it's kind of just it's falling off the platforms. That's technically what happens. Not really, but it kind of is. So, yeah, it's not being delivered. That doesn't mean you can't bring it to the refinery, because the refinery right now has a demand of up to 400. To satisfy that demand, we can just add a couple more trains, keep the line up on the side, and I think each of these is 20. 162, 182, 202. Let's go with that. Frequency went down a little bit. That's perfect. Which means there will be a lot more trains dropping off here all the time, so the stored volume hopefully goes up a little bit. So now that that is fixed, look at this guy. We only have 3 tiny little guys doing something here. Do we have anyone faster right away? Again, speed is important. What are we running here? 20, 5. All the same thing. Nope, just double these up. Triple these up. What was I saying? Frequency is important. Something is important. I don't remember. Anyway, now I talked a lot about everything, and I hope some of you or any of you or whoever learned something from the things that I said, because they may not be obvious, but they may be, and that's okay. I think if you played these games very often, you probably know the things that I was talking about already. If you haven't played this, maybe that's a good thing to know before you actually start playing this game, if you want to purchase it. So I hope I answered a couple of the questions and got into enough detail. Now, let's actually expand this line. Last time I played around with this junction over here, that was off screen, the thing that I really messed up. I made this a little prettier, I made this a flying junction, and let me tell you, it looked ugly. I just said I made it prettier, but it really isn't. So let's not do that. I think we want to redo this junction a little bit, but effectively what I want is trains to come from here and go out into this direction, because they can take the ship to Hendersford for fuel. So that's what I want. Let's extend the station just a little bit. Some more platforms, wonderful. This may be as wide as we can go. If we want to go any bigger, we'll check that. Yeah, this is as wide as we can go. If we want to go any bigger, you can still extend to the left here. I would have to move the whole station out here, and then you can make everything bigger. And we can maybe do that, but right now, I'm not terribly worried about that. Anyways, let's use the outside track here. And instead of puffing around with making a huge junction that is not going to be pretty or very functional, we just add a little... What do you call this? Offset? No. A little add-on? Siding? Yeah, maybe. Siding sounds like it could be appropriate. Let's add a little siding here to help us get a train onto the main line over there. Connect it however you like. Make sure you don't put signals in the middle of junctions. What's that going to do? One train is going to block the junction, and the other train is going to block the junction, and at the end, nobody's running. Luckily, the game will actually tell you when that happens. You will have a nice little red exclamation point up there. But it's not something I recommend trying out to do. So let's just stick with this. Yes, you can go through the main station, and that is fine. And let's just assign, or make a line and assign some people to it. So pick up oil from here, and I want you to drop it off at the harbor. Very good. Wait until full. Very important. Unlimited always. This one will be fuel, SEM, supply. Great. It's not fully done because currently the cheese delivery, and we're going to use that one, does not deliver to everything that wants fuel. It delivers to some places that want fuel if you just hover over the... Ooh, this one's pretty. If you hover over this, the current station just covers most of the fuel, but not all of the fuel. So what I want to do is just add another stop here so that our delivery, which is now cheese and fuel delivery. Great. Manage line. After the growth, please go here. And now this is important. Since I'm using this line to transport two separate goods, there's a good chance they're not always going to fill up. They will often fill up, but not always. So when you get into that situation, just make sure you uncheck the wait until full, and you should be fine. Obviously, the next thing is actually get a train on that new fuel line that we just set up, so let's find something that we like. And I know there's about 80 units required out there, so this one's a lot stronger, but again, if your cargo wagons don't allow you to go faster, there's no reason to go bigger. But, I don't know, start here, get the Prussian. I know it only has 200 kilowatts. Let's remove one of these. Yep, that looks good. Fuel, SAM delivery. SAM supply. Perfect. Hop on there. Great. So this can now actually do something. There's a lot more to do. I mean, yeah, we're burning through some money here. How's our line setup actually looking? I like to look at this sometimes. Oil sand is running half full. That's a little surprising, but I wonder if it hasn't bedded in right now. Because when they all deliver, and obviously this one is full and just waiting for a train to arrive, and that is great. To look over here. You're also full, waiting for a train to arrive. So this could have something to do with, I mean, there, yeah. The money bounces around. It's at 700, 200, so we are not in the hole much because we have this line. The food line is always making about 3 million a year. So that helps. But if our trains are either too slow, we just have to add more trains to it. Yes. Locomotives. Yes, absolutely. But let's see what's going on here. You empty. You're going full speed. That's fine. Let's find one that's not empty. This is not what I wanted. Vehicles. Not helping. Are you? Yes, you are. You're one of those guys. You're also full speed. So speed shouldn't be an issue. It's more the thing that I talked about earlier that we're not playing the as the crow flies. But I am just okay with that. I do not have a big enough issue to fix that or to change that. So let's go with that. More things. There's always more things. This game You can find a lot of things, and we're only on a small part of the map right now, so there's going to be more things very often, and, well, you'll see. Okay, let's pull this one out here. Very good. We have some money. Run this one over here. That looks fine. Right now, that train line is disconnected, which is totally fine. We will fix that in just a jiffy. Come out here. You come out here. And then we make this a double slip. Beautiful. Give me some signals. Because now this is no longer a single track. Because we will add a train that can actually transport conmats. Sadly, it is a stake car, which we are using for everything, but bringing out sand out here. But hey, it's okay. For this one, we're going to go, well, just the usual. And this line should make a lot more money than usual, because this is the crow flies, and we are kind of going pretty straight. We're going a little longer than we need to, but it's fine. So you want to wait until full out here, or forever, conmats. Call it conmats, ban, just ban delivery. I think this is Banbury. Yeah, it's Banbury. Look at me. I remembered something. Wonderful. So I have that set up, but bringing it here is not going to help us any. So what we still need is a way to deliver conmats to the city. I would like to set these up usually without blocking the passenger line, which goes in a circle here. So I'm putting it a little outside. And sometimes it helps if you give your cars or trucks or whatever a way to actually turn around. So it's just complete that loop over there. We don't currently have a road connection to Banbury, so we'll fix that too. And come straight out here, and then somewhere in here. Nope. Try again. Nope. Try straight. Yes. I know, I just did this. Yes. Oh, because I put the junction right here where I wanted it. That's okay. That's okay. We can figure this out. Yeah, house, we don't need to tear you down. That's fine. And then we just make a nice big swing around here. Aww. This will be fine. Road building is not that exciting, so I don't expect you to sit through all of this all the time when I do a lot of it, but right now I'm only doing one. Luckily, we do have one truck station already set up here, so we can tell them to do this. Wait until full, obviously. Unlimited. And this will be conmats Banbury distribution. Or delivery, whatever you want to call it. Don't need that line. Let's get, I don't know, a handful of trucks out here. By vehicle. This one. Or trucks, you can match this to the actual line and rate and all those things, but honestly, it's not always worth doing all the math. If you want to be super efficient, and we are playing on hard, I should maybe point that out. We are playing on hard. So there is merit into doing it correctly, but as long as you have one or two lines that actually make money, you're usually doing okay. Great. Cargo, stake cars. Do this one. I don't know. 70? Yep. 2, please. Thank you. We have money, so we can do all these fancy things without thinking twice. This guy is what I want. Blue line, commands, ban, delivery. Wonderful. Well, there's another delivery over here. We could, well, make it a train line, have a third train going out there and actually delivering here. That wouldn't be terrible. How many do you want? 66. It sounds like one train. Why am I not taking the first train to drop off things in Totnes and in Banbury? Because if it drops it off at the first place, it goes a lot further and has a less than full load and drops off a few more here. If you just drop off 100% in Banbury, you will make a lot more money because you get paid for the whole distance that you travel. That's all. So I like to do the mainline setup, but that usually requires that you have wagons that are universal, that can carry everything of the whole game. And they're kind of, sometimes a little cheaty, sometimes not, but then you can actually drop off and pick up everywhere. You can do that a little bit later on with goods, because boxcars have somewhat of a behavior like that. They can carry a lot of goods, and you can do that for your main lines, but for fuel, for example, there's not that many things that you carry in fuel tanks. So it's really up to you what you want to do, how you want to play it, because however you want to play it is totally fine. Just, I'm saying that a lot, but I'm sticking to it. All right, cargo platform. Yeah, I'm doing this. This is going to be a train. Not there, but here, here, here. I actually can't wait for the diesel trains, because those are by far my personal favorites. But we are not there yet. They're a lot more efficient than the steam trains. Most of the steam trains. We're going to get to a bunch of bigger ones that can go a lot faster. They usually help with your profitability right away, but for right now, well, we don't have anything faster. 50 is what we're going to go. Great. So we have people dropping off there. Do I want to do... Let's see, where do you want conmats? Oh, on the other side of town, of course. Let's set it up so that you cover everything. This is fine. And it's weird. It's a little different when you do setups for cargo versus setups for passengers. Like, you know what I talked about earlier? If the house is really far away, they may still choose to use private transport and not your public transport, which actually, and I just remember that, which actually depends a lot on the private transport that's available. Right now you only have carriages, and they're not very fast, but once you get to cars, they will pick cars a lot more often. Anywho, let's get a road in here. Sure. Can we go straight and not bendy? Thank you. This seems almost appropriate, but before I do that, let's configure this guy to have a cargo building. Big one. Yep, just make it look serious. But at the end here, I'm guessing all the other cargoes will come, anything will come from the other side, and that's fine. And then we put our cargo station here again. I would like you a little longer, but 2 is the max we're going to use here. So I think I'm happy with this. Put it there. I was thinking about maybe making this a through station. It's a bad idea for trucks because they generally end up being stuck or making the transport not really work anymore. So let's not do that. Instead, let's do something very similar that we did earlier, where we just built this out a little bit, and I see a connection. Is that 90 degrees? It's close enough for government work. And we are the government because we are bringing public transport everywhere. Great. Now that this is done, I am hoping that we will see some town growth over here. Maybe you can be a curvy bit. What can you do? Oh yeah, that looks neat. Yeah, we're gonna probably add another station, something here to make things work. Maybe connect this one, not directly behind the platform, and then we cut this off. Beautiful. This works just fine. No complaints. Anyways, let's set up the combat delivery here. One is there, one is there. Wait until full, as usual. I mean, this is usually always the same. You can choose, if you do wait until full, I think you can save, was it 15 or 40%? 15 or 40%? I honestly don't remember. Let's say 40%. Because when trains or vehicles aren't moving, you're not paying for them. Or you're paying for them, but you're not paying running costs, really. Well, not the same running costs. You know what I mean. It's cheaper. That's all I'm saying. What's this? Delivery distribution. Different name every time. I'm okay with that. Same thing. You can capacity 5. You can't carry everything. You can carry everything. You can carry everything. You can carry everything. Start with 4. See how that goes. Comments, Tottenham distribution. So I will add another platform here. So I'm going to make it hopefully a little different. Let's see. Can we fit one in here where I want it? Nope. I would like one right Like extend this side so they stop a little short. But we can do something similar. Let's just get me the bulldozer. By stopping short, all I mean is, well, stop by the building, by the main building, instead of stopping somewhere in the middle that doesn't go anywhere. Let's set this up quick, make this long enough to actually be worth it. Very good. This is one of the advantages of TPF 1 over 2. You can actually have your stations look a little more variable and different. And it's cool. It's cool. It's never annoying. It just always just kind of works. Do this. Double slip. Yep. Double slip after a double slip. Absolutely. You betcha. Run the guys again. If you don't know, it's spacebar that I always hit for stop and go, and it will just go from pause to the last speed that you were using. So this is good. Let's get a train on here. I know there's a lot going on this time, and I'm happy with that. Drop off there. Definitely wait until full. Unlimited. On. Mats. Todd. Supply. Absolutely. I need to actually come up with naming conventions that make sense and that are feasible. This one is really close deliveries. So what I want to do is actually match up our trains to do what they're supposed to do. What have we not used? The GV. Sure, this is a smaller train. And by that, I just mean once we throw this one on the line, we will check the line that we only deliver the amount that we actually want. On mats, tot, supply. Great. I don't like 2 trains waiting here. That is not ideal. You're waiting here. I think I have to double track this whole sector so things get done a little faster. Yeah, that train is just passing by. You are... Why is your level... Why are you not leveled up anymore? Am I overdoing my delivery? Am I not transporting enough? I need to investigate that. Something is off. Is this the train we just built? Yeah, it's a short one. Very good. Okay, let's look at the number game. We want... Pin this one. Tots wants 66 bricks, and we are covering all of the brick needs. That's good. Tot supply has a rate of 40. So what we do, go in here, replace this guy with a little more cargo. Now I don't know what each of these wagons actually gives us for the rate, but let's see. Now it's 60. 66 is the rate, so I think telling us we can go one more. 70. Well, close enough. If it's a little over, you usually wait a little longer, but it's usually fine because there is actually like the stop and go in between. Sometimes you have to wait at a light or the signal. And I don't want the tiny Prussian. And I mean, it can help. That part can help. So yeah, these are both good. We have Conmat delivering now. Conmats delivering now. Oh, I see. I did this wrong. I thought this was a double-sided station already, but it obviously isn't. So, cargo. Yes. Just extend this. I really like the mod that I use for usually placing these because it allows you to just do the big ones right away and you don't have to play with it. Just switch these. However you want to set those up, doesn't really matter. And they should be happy. I don't know if I mentioned this already. I think at the beginning I did. The mod that I used to make it look a little darker, just the way it is right now compared to the last time, is morning mod. So the sun is over there and everything is actually a little shaded in. I thought it looked nice. Every once in a while I'm going to try to switch them and remember that I wanted to switch them, so I actually remember that I'm switching them. Yeah, that's a mouthful. How are we doing here? 100% to Timbury. 60% to Hednesford? But why? This is telling me... Timbury, 100%. Good. Where's the other guy? Hednesford. Do you have needs that I'm not covering right now? That's my guess. You need how much food? 120. I deliver 39. I am assuming... Hey, autosave, thanks for showing up. Is this the food guy? Nope, that's the milk guy. Are you the food guy? Nope, you're not. But instead of just clicking randomly on things, just click on this. You're 42, you're probably always full. You're delivering 60, I need you to be 120. Well, I think in this case, since it's pretty small, we just have to double this capacity. So let's just throw a couple of the boxcars on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just double the capacity, which should mean we doubled our rate, 120. 120 is exactly what we want. And let's see, can we figure out where else they need it that I'm not currently covering? Gosh, the food symbols are so small. But it looks like they are mostly really hard to see because all the symbols are white. There's a trash symbol, there's a machine symbol. Here are the food symbols, but it looks like we're actually covering everything. I am impressed and happy to see that. Let's give ourselves a little boost by putting a passenger building here. Aw, come on, you can fit. Such a Debbie Downer. Now we're covering the other side of the city too. Wonderful. So yeah, just by increasing that, we should have increased the demand for this guy. Apartment car. Ooh, fancy. Maybe a new Intercity Express. But this guy's here, and he's just not... Well, he's picking up stuff, but not a lot, because this train's already waiting, and that's not good. What I do want is get this one back up to 100%. I think I can't do that without fixing the actual setup. So when that train leaves, which should be right now, turn around. 69. Just turn around. I don't care anymore. Get out of here. I hope you didn't hear that. I just hit my microphone. I'm sorry. Wow. This is also a problem. Having these guys only go 20 kilometers per hour when they're full, it's not really going to cut it. So we're going to replace at least the engines on all of these. Plus, we're going to make the path a little more streamlined. Let's go with that. Take this out. Gross. Gross. Yeah, I don't like how that works. That's usually what happens when you don't put regular tracks right next to your train stations. They just kind of finagle and don't come out very well. Here's what we're going to do. You can come out there. This line, this side of the line can stay, and we're going to extend all of this. At least to the tunnel. Let's see. Yeah, I figured you're going to be ahead of me. That's okay. I'm doing a couple things that I probably shouldn't be doing on this order. Construction not possible, excuse you. This one, just come out. There you go. It's not hard. Not complicated. Okay, now I will tell this guy to just turn around. Good. So that guy's happy. This one I will straighten out so they don't have to slow down and turn. We have the money, so we should do that. Slowing down your trains will always cost you money because they can't go fast enough. And the speed, again, even though I couldn't show you the ticket prices earlier, is what makes you money. And the faster you can go, the higher the ticket prices are. So keep your speed high. Keep your grades low. Keep your speed high. That looks appropriate. Very good. Get another one here. 120. We're not going to run 120 for a very long time. But it's nice to think that we could. And then we can just start this guy. And I hope this whole setup will gain us a little bit of transport. We only... A thing that is happening, we only need one... Oh, I don't have any signals here. Weird. We only need two... No, we need one steak or one of the meats that they're actually transporting here for 2 foods. So there's not a lot of meats that we actually need, but it'll work. How you doing? 18. Cute. Alright, while we're here, let's replace all our vehicles. At least the trains. So, manage. Go away. I want you to be... not 40. Prussian is probably fine. Compared to the general. That one. That one. Beautiful. 2 million. Yes, please. I think the size itself is still fine. Let's compare what our line is currently waiting for a free pass. Oh yeah, you're going straight forward. That makes sense. Line is 263. You can handle just 100 right now, so that is not very helpful. Let's get you out of here. Move it. Unpause the game. Maybe I can get more stuff done. Already faster than the train was going earlier, so that will help. Maybe this is only a two-train section, but I can't figure that out right now because everything is kind of bunched up, and that's not helping anyone. As you can see, the other train is already here, so that's what's happening. 34, 35, 36. Yeah, just keep an eye on your speeds. If your speeds are never at max, and I'm saying this, I know that I really want to see the darn ticket prices. I'm really kind of annoyed by that. Yeah, there's a value. That's the value of your train. Capacity, top speed, weight, engine. This is just vehicle information, but it's not information for the ticket price. But your ticket price is calculated by the max speed you can reach. So if you can only reach 45 on your route, you're only going to getting paid for 45. If you can actually reach the max speed of your trains, you're getting paid for that, and that's better. Oh, good. I was a little... These are so weird. I was a little worried that the trains that I had are blocking the intersection, but I think I just have few enough trains where that's not the case. You, 44 of something. Yeah, get out of here. I need something moving. This was the train that was earlier already full. I just kind of turned him around. What are you doing? Oh, yes, this is what I want to see, the level up. And once the level up happens, it will consume and produce a lot faster again. That's what we want. Also, what I want to see when you set up these cargo lines is that the next train that's currently picking up over here gets to just about here by the time this train leaves. There's a chance it may happen, but once we hit the next level in the factory, that may no longer be the case. Because the factory will just speed up its production, which is also great. Let's see where we are. Let's just take this chance to do a quick ride along, just to see a little bit. Oh, that looks perfect. It's just making it there when it clears the signal. That's engineering right there. Totally lucky, absolutely. No question about that. All right, yeah, let's get the upgrade in. Perfect. So now this train should get loaded up a lot faster. Yeah, still slow, but faster. So that is good. The next train is already coming in. We have a rate of what? 217. Earlier was 260. I don't know if you remember that. But 217, which would be enough for 400. 200 is really the max that we can do. So 217 is really close, and I am going to be okay with that because I would like to see this going up. But this 217 corresponds to the production and shipment number of what we get here. So cool. That is great. It doesn't correspond, but it's related to that number. That's, I think, the better description for it. We have food now. This guy filled up. Excellent. There's another one already waiting in the gates. Great. Are there any trains stuck somewhere being slow? To do that, usually I turn these icons off up here, but sometimes they help to see bunched up trains. Nope, nope, nope. All good. Yep, yep. I was hoping there's some buildings here already, but there aren't. Trains here, trains here, trains here, trains here. Fuel. You're still not delivering enough. 48. Managed vehicles. I think I talked about this earlier. Let's replace all of them with something a little more beefy and a little more bigger. Ooh, mogul. 45 is what we're replacing. Are there any new cargo machines? No, it can still only go 50. I think the next level up is 80. But I'm not sure when we get that. Maybe that's 1800. Maybe we still have to wait a little bit. Anyways, let's go very American here. We have 45 capacity right now. If we double that... Thanks, autosave. I needed that. Doubling that would make this 90, and you're bringing it to CRL and Matt, so you're splitting it. Yeah, there's no way this is going to be enough. So let's just do a thing. Oh, this could be our new speedy train, Intercity Express. Let's do the Bolt one for this one. I have avoided this one for all the other trains, but for right now, that's fine. 97. Great. Let's check how much we actually need, because it's bringing it to Carlton, this name, 103 and 71. So 180 is our goal. That's not where we are. That is not where we are at all. So click this one, duplicate, 97, 129, 162. That's pretty close. We're going to leave it at that, because the next level up is going to give us a lot more than that. So let's not do that. Another thing I just saw and realized, we can actually drop off conmats here and bring them out to the rest of our environment over here. I think Broomyard is going to be the next one. To do that, I gotta check if we have an empty platform. Yeah, there's 2 empty ones right here, so that's perfect. Let's set that up. When we do this, the Conmats train that's currently delivering to that station needs to get a couple friends, because it's going to transport a lot more than just Banbury. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to do here. There's nothing on the outside here, so we can start with platforms. I will probably use the other platform styles eventually, but for right now, it doesn't feel appropriate. They look a little more modern. They're a little different. And they're not, I don't think they fit very well on big stations. They fit much better on the smaller stations. So, yeah, keep that in mind. Let's get this guy. Sure, why not? That's fine. Line. Go to this cargo station. Wait until full. Unlimited. On mats. What do I call this? Winslow? Broom? Bro? Bro. Transfer. Why transfer? Because before I was actually transporting it from the source to where we need them. Now I'm just transporting them after it was already transported. So it's a double whammy. What we're going to use on here. This one looks fine. Cargo, let's do these. I don't know, got to start somewhere. This one looks fine for now. Turn this on. Conmats. Row transfer. Thank you. Wasn't sure if I actually bought it, but I did. Very good. So more trains. Just always a lot of new trains. That's what we want. Now this is not a through station, but I think this one double switched. Yeah, all of these are double switched, which means whatever we picked here, can figure it out. Yeah, it's just going here and it's waiting there. In that case, I'm going to turn off this connection on that side, and I will also turn off this connection on this side, just because I like terminal style stations. I'm going to leave that there, just as a reminder of what it was before. I like terminal style stations, just so they go one way or the other. Yes, this means that the train is probably not going to get to the station on the first try, but I am okay with that. What's happening here? We have a lot of conmats. Delivery rate is 23. That is not enough. Double that up. Thank you. 40. On the same note, let's increase our... Where is it? Sand ore. Yes. Managed vehicles. At least double that. We need a lot. 118 only? Wow. Yeah, we need more than that. This one can do... For every sand, I get 2 conmats. We're getting about 200 back. Yeah, that's a good number for now. Let's stick with that. He has a fuel guy. He has all the other guys. Is stuff making money yet? I've been spending so much money, I'm probably not keeping real track of it. Fuel deliver... What? Oh, this is a new guy. Oh yeah, that makes sense. You are... Looks like you're half full. Yeah, I think a couple trains were already going before... I switched them, so they're essentially running half full. That's okay. This one, 313, that's a good number. Supply, that's a good number. Sand ore, that's a bad number. Sorry, my dog likes to shake. This guy. Oh, I haven't actually set up a delivery system for this. So let's use something existing here. We haven't done that yet, I don't think. Got a couple trucks in here. I don't need to go all the way out there. This is fine. A couple of trucks there, and con mats are all the way over here. Yeah, we're going to cover some of it with the train station, but not all of it. And again, I'm trying to stay out of the way of our passenger commuter route. So right there is where we're going to go. New line. Ooh, Stadtbahnhalle. Neat. New tram. Perfect. Yep, I'm okay with that. That's good. Set up this delivery. This is Conrad's row distribution. Beautiful. Put a couple vehicles on there. This is a tram depot. That's not going to help us. But again, a road vehicle depot. Put two next to each other? Absolutely. Looks pretty. Look at this. Yep. Vehicles. This one, 4. Sometimes you have to worry a little bit about... Okay, what can we see here? Comrades Bro distribution. Sometimes you have to worry a little bit about sharing stations like this. At some point, your trucks may block and wait here through the station, and then they block everything else. So before that happens, just change something. And also, sometimes you can sometimes get smaller trucks and sometimes get the larger trucks. It just depends on what you want to run or what you want to play with. And yeah, I think this is pretty much all I wanted to do today. Obviously, there's more con mats that we can bring here. We need more oil sand. How's this guy doing? You are not upgraded yet, but you're getting very close. We're not transporting enough, I guess. All of these 3 levels need to get past the white strip here. Then we can actually get stuff done. St. Austell construction material. How are we transporting 0%? I do not understand that, because I know we are transporting that. Sandor, yes. 118, yes, that ship... Why? Why is it being so complicated? Oh. Oh. Look at this. That's not helping. You train. What are you waiting for? 1? Great. Alright, van delivery. You are no longer waiting until full. Just not. Get out of here. So, I may fix this in a different way, but for right now, if we just deliver a lot more stuff here, we will be able to transport a lot more stuff, even without waiting until full. We will maybe have a couple trains that are not full. But since we're also now using that whole area as a... not terminal, what is it called? As a hub? As a Conmad's hub, it should allow us to really run this pretty much full all the time. As long as we allow these trains to come through and actually drop off the sand all the time. There are other ways we can fix this. We can set up a better junction for, what is it now, 6 trains here? 7 trains? I don't know what it is. But there are a bunch of trains. We can also set up a bigger rail yard in front of this where each line gets their own waiting line, so nobody's blocking each other. But that's very specific, and usually in the beginning, I don't know, there's going to be changes here regardless. Like this train? Oh, you're not transporting anyone. That's surprising. I thought this was going to be full. Yeah, there's going to be changes here because there's more stuff that we can actually get to in this area. We're not really doing anything with the iron right now. We're just taking it back because it gives us a little money. But that is okay too. Obviously, this happens because we had trains waiting over there blocking each other. So that's not helping anyone. Surprised we still have fuel here though, so that's good. Yeah, that's pretty much all we had. I want to find a train that we can jump on that we can just ride along with. Yeah, that's all I have. If you like this kind of stuff, consider liking and subscribing. Would really appreciate it. If there are other things that you want me to talk about, explain, analyze, give more details on, just throw a comment below and I will try to do my best to address them. If I don't address it the first time correctly, please give me a chance to correct it the second time, because this game is very enjoyable, very fun. Not all the things are very obvious all the time right away, so if there are questions, just let me know and hit me up, and I will do my best to explain that. Maybe there's even a tutorial in there at some point. But this is where we are. We are growing our network. There's a lot more trains everywhere. There's a lot more trains locking each other now and all those things, and that is great. The game actually has a pretty good like line spacing by itself, just with all the signals that you have, with the trains going left and right, with starting and stopping. All of that helps you space out your trains and all your vehicles, as long as they all run freely. Once you say wait until full, that's no longer the case, because usually when you buy vehicles are right behind each other, and if they have to wait until full all the time, they will probably stay pretty close to each other. So that sometimes does not help. So if you want to have a better flowing network that may be a little less efficient, don't touch the microphone again, I'm sorry. Don't use wait until full. This will be a bottleneck, and I love it. I can fix this. I can make this a bigger station, maybe even some bypasses, maybe even multiple tracks going through the middle. I probably see a 4-way track in the future for this whole section that we're just riding on. Yeah, I think that will be totally worth it. I like it. Yeah, I love it. How many trains are here is exactly why I play the game the way I play it. I don't want to plan out my whole main line right away and make it all pretty. I want to just throw more trains and more trains and more trains and more trains and break the system. Once the system is broken, I can go back and fix everything. Once you fix it, you usually come up with pretty interesting solutions. They're not always conventional, but they usually end up working eventually. And sometimes I need a couple reworks, and I love that part too. Just the more I can do, the better for me. Look at this rail yard. I mean, it looks pretty. You can't disagree, but I think, to me, this looks very pretty. There's just a lot of rails running. They're not all connected to everything. Everything has a reason why it's there. I think that's great. I really, really, really think that's great. Yeah. I like this game. I like the morning mod. I will switch it from morning to nothing every few episodes, I think. If you really hate this one, let me know, and I will just turn it off. That's fine. There is a night mod. It's not that great. I heard. It just isn't. Maybe it has changed since I played it last time, but the last time I played it, it wasn't great. So, yeah. That's all I have. Thanks for watching. Again, like and subscribe if you like this stuff. Comment if you want to know stuff. Stuff. Just, you know. I know some of you are playing a drinking game when I say that. Totally cool. Let me help you. That's all the stuff I have. Thanks for watching. Bye.